Hello and welcome to Psycho Sorcerers Get to Know a Deity. Today's topic is the god Shamash. Shamash, whose name came from the word Samas, meaning sun, is the Babylonian, Akkadian, and Assyrian god of justice. He is believed to correspond to the Sumerian god Utu. Shamash is best known as the god of law, justice, and salvation, but is also viewed by many as a knowledge bringer, a logical god to match his sister being an emotional god. As such, he represents the divine masculine, and his sister represents the divine feminine. Fully understanding Shamash's lineage is difficult. As with many of the Babylonian gods, stories of Shamash vary from region to religion, and god name to god name. All stories agree he is the brother of Ishtar, but some place him and Ishtar as the children of Ea, Enki, some as his grandchildren, and some as the grandchildren of both Ea and El, Enki and Enlil, having one parent who was the offspring of Ea and one who was the offspring of El. Regardless of this, Shamash and Ishtar became more popular than their forefathers, eventually setting the standard for referring to the logical left brain as masculine and emotional right brain as feminine. In demonology, Shamash is transformed into Azazel, the fallen angel from the Book of Enoch, who taught men to use weapons and perform magic. Interestingly, within common demonological practices, Azazel is one of the four great gods of hell, along with Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Astaroth. As we've discussed before, Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Astaroth were the demonized names given to Ea, Enki, El, Enlil, and Ishtar by the Hebrews and Catholics later in the religion. So, in this case, the hierarchy within demonology matches up with the Babylonian accounts of the gods. Azazel is said to be an incarnation of air, Beelzebub of fire, Lucifer of water, and Astaroth of earth, giving them the cardinal directions east, south, west, and north, respectively. In angel magic, these same positions are taken by Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel. Some magicians even go so far as to express the belief that all discarnates have an angelic, demonic, and deific form, depending on the way in which they are called. This would make Raphael, Azazel, and Shamash the same being, Michael, Beelzebub, and El the same being, Gabriel, Lucifer, and Ea the same being, and Uriel, Astaroth, and Ishtar the same being. This theory proposes there are no such things as demons, angels, and deities, only forces that can be shaped by the magician into one of the three. Shamash was the living force that intensified the sun's light and heat. As such, some looked upon him as a solar deity, while others saw him as the sun's bringer, a deity of air. Historically, he was associated with Saturn more prominently than the sun. His symbol resembled the 8-pointed star of his sister, but with only 4 points and the sun's rays emanating from it. He was known to wield a great mace and use a staff and ring as tools. He is also associated with the notched dagger. It was said he exercised the power of light over darkness and evil, sometimes viewed as justice over the wicked, and other times as knowledge over the ignorant. He was attributed the role god of justice and equality, with authority to judge both gods and men. Legend even said the Babylonian king Hammurabi received his code of laws from Shamash. Shamash is rarely mentioned in mythology, though he was one of the more influential deities. Many scholars believe this is because he did not display the human-like weaknesses of the other gods popular in myth. Shamash does appear in the Epic of Gilgamesh as the deity Gilgamesh calls upon for safe passage by making libations in the direction of the sun. Shamash later speaks to him in dreams and gives him 3 weapons, a magic axe, sword, and bow, and it is because of Shamash that he is able to defeat Humbaba. During the day, Shamash is said to be the judge of the overworld, while during the night he becomes judge of the underworld, passing sentence on the dead. He was also considered, in some accounts, governor of the whole universe. In addition to his sister Ishtar, he had one other sister, Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld, and in some versions of the religion, one brother, Adad, god of weather, hurricanes, storms, thunder, and rain, better known as Baal to the Canaanites. In other versions of the story, Baal is linked to Dumuzi and is not a sibling of Shamash. In magic, calling upon Shamash is used primarily for gaining knowledge of truth. Most often, Shamash is called upon to help learn truths about the self. A word of caution, however, calling upon Shamash is calling upon a force that will put you to task, forcing you to experience growth, sometimes through pain, to gain your answers. Shamash can also be called upon to bring the unjust to light, for matters of law, or for salvation from a current predicament. That's it for today. I'm Psycho Sorcerer, and as always, may the gods be forever in your favor.